Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to this special edition episode. So today, y'all, we are going to be talking about recruiting must-haves for Georgia Tech. Y'all know it is OV season, and it is a big time weekend coming up for Georgia Tech. I know baseball is here. They play on Friday. They're trying to obviously get to the Super Regional, which is the top 16 seeds. But we got to talk about recruiting. Recruiting is about to heat up over the next few weekends, and Georgia Tech's going to have a lot of visitors on campus. But I'm going to tell you guys four must-haves, excuse me, this weekend. Now, I don't know if they're going to get these guys to commit. It might not be this weekend. It might be next. We don't know just yet. But I'm gonna tell you four guys, four players they need to land on in order to kind of make this that top 25 class you're looking for, and to kind of move up the ranks. Because right now they sit at number 10. All right, y'all, number 10 in the ranking. So let's talk about how Georgia Tech can move up. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with the first name. Hold on one second. Here we go. I'm gonna start with the first name, and it mimics what head coach Brent Key wants, right? Which is he wants size, he wants girth, he wants all that good stuff on the offensive line. So I think first and foremost for Georgia Tech, you gotta land a guy like Shavezz Dixon, right? Now I'm not saying he's gonna make a decision when he goes on his OV this weekend, but this is a guy, early grad, early enrollee. He'll do the same thing that Cortland Hurd and Courtney Hurd both did at East Coweta. He'll be on the campus early, be able to play in the spring next year, and be able to kind of make that difference, right? Big boy, 6'4", 325. Exactly what head coach Brent Key wants on his interior of his offensive line. And he's been known, him, Coach Mogridge, but previously Coach Wade, of developing this position. You go look at Keelan Rutledge, all ACC, consensus All American, and a guy that got drafted in the first round of the NFL draft this past April, right? Shavezz Dixon has more than that capability and talent. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. His decision day is officially set for June 5th, right? But the teams in there, Virginia, Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech, Florida State, North Carolina. And remember, all these teams are ACC caliber, right? So you're going to be battling with different ACC teams in order to land Shavezz Dixon. But I think Georgia Tech being, a couple hours away, 3-4 hours away from Lee County, it makes a lot of sense for them to obviously bring him in there, him to be a bulldozer, him to be a lion on the inside of that offensive line, and be able to be a difference maker for Georgia Tech and everything they want to do and accomplish next season, right? Now, the big one here is Florida State, I would say, that they're battling with to try to land Chavez, right? But like them and obviously Virginia is going to be the big ones here. But with Georgia Tech, you have a lot to offer. You're showing that our players get drafted. Two players got drafted in this past NFL draft. Virginia didn't have any players drafted, and you're showing, hey, we can develop guys and get you to an all ACC caliber level and potentially even all American level. So I think for Georgia Tech, got to land on this one. He would be a big time player, in my humble opinion, for the Yellow Jackets, and will make a big difference for everything they want to do, they want to accomplish moving forward. So for me, Shavezz Dixon, no brainer, a guy you have to land if you're Georgia Tech within obviously this OV weekend. The next guy I think is a big one. We talked about him on the channel, MJ Burnett, right? Now for MJ, it's very interesting because it's still a toss up, right? How do you differentiate yourself from Alabama, who his dad is close friends with obviously the coach there, Clinton-Dix, who played in the NFL, right? They go back to Green Bay days and all that good stuff. How can you land and bring him in if you're Georgia Tech and beat out Alabama, right? Talk about Georgia kind of having a little bit of a beat. He likes the Bulldogs. That's what they can bring to the table. Likes the coaching staff. Players getting better. Now, Georgia has their eyes set on the standout safety from East Coweta, Chance Gilbert. Right. So that's something to think about. How many players will they take? But you can't replicate 6'4", 210 pounds, right? That's hard to replicate in this type of a cycle, right? And this is a player that slept on a little bit, doesn't get talked about enough. 3-star, I don't think does him the justice. But if you Georgia Tech, his dad is a legacy, right? You've done good. You've landed some big time prospect, couple 4-stars in there. You need to land another big time safety. But it all depends on how much they're going to recruit him and how much they show him this weekend, how much a priority he really is. Because if Tech can do that, the Tech has a strong chance to land him, right? Now, I ain't saying he's going to commit on the spot. His commitment date is set for July 4th. But this is a weekend to show how important MJ Burnett is. And if you're Georgia Tech, you want to be similar to Georgia in this regard. You want to be able to bring in those legacies and land them, right? Very important because that brings good camaraderie. That brings good talk about, obviously, a product and team. And that brings a situation where players if their dad played, they're like, oh man, Georgia Tech's doing this. I want to come here. So that's going to be something to kind of watch too. I think he would definitely help that back end with his size, his speed, his strength, and will make a big difference. Now I think numero uno, this is a must have. Now listen to me, Georgia Tech, must have. Right now I know they're recruiting Cooper Newman, Sevier County, Tennessee, 6'3 plus. This boy right here, something special, man. Go watch the tape. You don't believe me? 500-yard game against East Coweta, 60-56 victory. But the dude's a leader. Dude's a different breed up here. Dude thinks different. Dude is teaching Banks Barnett how to lead a team, right? How to come in into meetings, right? How to do things differently, right? This is exactly what Georgia Tech wants. He's mobile. He's elusive. He's smart. He's accurate. And in those big games, he comes to play. It's just that simple. So you ain't got to worry about this dude shrinking in those big games. When you're playing the North Carolinas, when you're playing the Miamis, the Florida States, the Clemson, this dude lives for the big moment. He's on campus this weekend, May 29th through the 31st. Big time visit for Georgia Tech. And he likes the campus. He likes the program. And he sees everything they're doing, having big time guys on campus. And I guarantee you, land Brodie, he will be the biggest recruiter for this 2027 cycle. He will be recruiting guys left and right, and even the next cycle for 2028. That's why I said this kid's different, because he's not just thinking about, oh, when I come in, he's thinking about the next year's class, 2028, 2029, right? And he could be a recruiter for you as well. I think this is a knocking out of the park get for Georgia Tech. This is one. If you can't land the other guys, out of these four I said, Brodie Campbell is a must-have. Even if you only get one commitment this week, it better be Brodie Campbell. That is the one you want to get. Now, I ain't saying he's going to commit. I don't know what he's going to do just yet. But if you want to land one and you want to make sure you're good at quarterback for years to come, you go get Brodie and you keep him in state. Trust me. Ball player. Okay? Brodie's a must-have. Numero uno. No dispute there. And the last one, you want to change that edge room? You want to get big-time guys to help come off the edge, 6'5", 230? Lord, C.J. Johnson is a must-have for Georgia Tech on that edge. They got Noah Carter. They got Jordan Walker. They got young thoroughbreds coming down the pike. This one right here, game wrecker. This is one you got to have if you're Georgia Tech. He visits this upcoming weekend. Obviously, he's from Cretin-Derham Hall up there in Minnesota. This is a must-have. You got to get C.J. Johnson. This is going to change the complexion of your defense, who I think is going to be really good this next coming year. But you talk about for years to come, 3 to 4 years to come, C.J. Johnson is one of those guys. You got to have him. Don't let him get away. You're going to have to recruit him up out of Minnesota. But I guarantee you he's going to come down here and he's going to make a difference day one. You can't replicate 6'5", 230. Now, we've already talked about get off the bus guys, right? C.J. Johnson is one of those guys that's get off the bus. You better prepare. You better game plan. You better have somebody out there blocking him. And you might want to double team him. And what I also love, too, he's not just an edge rusher. He's also a great outside linebacker, too. So he can stand up and make those plays on the outside and contain and have the tracking speed to go get the running back. Yeah, bro is different. So that's another must-have. So my top two would be Brodie Campbell. I would say C.J. Johnson, Shavezz, and then M.J. Burnett. But if you want to have a great weekend, CJ, and then obviously numero uno, Brodie Campbell. That's how you do it if you're Georgia Tech. If you want to have a great weekend, that is how you absolutely get it done, man. So those are must-haves for this week. I think tomorrow I'm going to do a video for y'all. Now I'm talking about projected starting 5 for Georgia Tech, right? Just my personal opinion. You guys let me know what you think. Wrong, right? Let me know. My projected starting 5 for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets in the basketball program. And another recruit, Maul Drew, obviously this past week. We'll talk a little about that tomorrow on the show, okay? So y'all know what to do. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hype up the video. Let me know more content you guys want to see. Recruiting, everything. Let me. I'm trying to grow this thing. I love y'all as a fan base. Y'all always support me, man. So let me know. Again, we're covering Tennessee, Georgia Tech, Georgia, Alabama, Miami, and Texas. So let me know other content you want to see. A little slow right now, but as I see more recruitments, you better bet I will be talking about it. Till next time. Appreciate y'all tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.